a sleepy dragon. It's so sleepy. You know, I'm sleepy. Brianna! Brianna, I walk on your grave. Sleep soundly, my dear friend. Your smile enriched my life in more ways than I could ever count. Rain may fall. I got an achievement for... So many lovely village dinners over so many decades. Ungrateful pigs! Look at these pumpkins. Look at them. False Star Apothecary. These are big pumpkins. These flowers glowing. It's great. What? I'm incredibly proud of what Claire managed to accomplish in this old building. Her tonics and elixirs are coveted across the kingdom. To think she may have never moved to Fireside if we'd decided to clear this place out. One small choice with a profound effect. It's been lovely getting to know she and her charming wife over the years. They've become some of my best friends. That's wonderful. That's the power of our little village, I suppose. Someone like Claire, seeking her whole life for a place to belong, could find it here. Wow. I imagine I'll die up on the cliff, so we won't go up there yet. I think it's a rare thing to be so blessed, and my best friend living just down the road all these years. Kelsey and Sabine have been such loyal, caring people, and they've certainly passed those traits along to their daughters. It's been a delight getting to play the part of the doting aunt, and now they've both decided to stay in Fireside with their own spouses. Perhaps it's somewhat selfish, but it fills me with joy knowing they'll be nearby. The legacy of this old shop will live on. That's great. I think the graves were behind these trees. Chano. Can't click on them. Albie! Oh, Albie! Albie has gone through so many versions of himself over the decades, I barely recognize his ugly mug anymore. Not unlike the rest of us, I suppose. Fuck you, Albie. You stole my milk. Anyway, here we go. More sorrow. Hopefully I can visit that tree. Oh, maybe the tree is where I die. Thank all the stars in the sky that Noah and Emma came to Fireside when they did and truly turned this village around. Over the years, the two of them have become beloved neighbors and dear friends. Honestly, I couldn't imagine life here without them. Oh, and it's always a true delight when their daughter drops by for an extended visit. Such a lovely girl. Whip smart, too. Whippy. Mr. William and Miss Molly would be absolutely over the moon if they could see the legacy of their old farmhouse. Goats. From what I've heard, these were the last domesticated oryx in the entire kingdom until winter ended and more could be bred. Would that they had been better off out in the wild. Would they had even survived those frigid times? It's something I often wonder. Either way, I do love having them around, a precious connection to a childhood many decades gone. Many decades. Here we go. La-ti-da and ti-ti-dum. Here I go. They planted flowers. What are you gonna do? Noah and Emma have become such skilled farmers, they're able to grow crops I never would have imagined could grow in Fireside. We have to go check on that, channel. The cabin. Despite her brave face, I know Brianna struggled running the shop on her own after so many decades sharing the load with Isaac. I always held out hope he'd move back to Fireside, but I suppose life had other plans. Their shop in Hogs Harbor was flourishing. When I heard news of his passing, I was heartbroken, and yet There is comfort knowing the twins are together again. I don't know much about the young blacksmith Brianna chose to take over. He seems capable enough and always courteous. Change begets change, and the wheels of time continue to turn, or the water wheel in this case. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Taking a walk through the tulips. Is that a raccoon? Amazing that we can feed the entire village instead of this much surplus left over to sell. Don't you agree, raccoon? Do not bite me, little raccoon. I'll not be a tasty morsel for you this day. What have it be on this board? Our quest board has gotten less exciting over the years, with deadly monsters becoming more and more of a rare sight in the overworld. Not a terrible problem to have, all things considered. I sure do wish there were more monsters for slaying. Ooh, what do you think? Cabin first and then tree? Oh, no tree. How long has it been since I visited the Manor Tree? Perhaps I could stop by for a moment before heading home. Not just yet. That might be where I just fucking... What? Who would have thought the royal knight who accompanied me to the capital all those years ago would one day move to Fireside? Boris has been a reliable friend. Reminds me of old Byrne in more than a few ways, though thankfully far less of a grump. He's not so grump. As long as he's stationed in that old cabin on the cliff, I'm confident our little village will be well looked after. Oh, okay, so I don't have to go all the way out there. Oof. That seems final. So we're gonna go back up to the hill and take a look at the lake and see what that do. Come now, Lyric, you can handle one short walk around the village without needing to rest your bones. You weary, bony wart. Nothing. Just the lake. Take a look at the swing. Take a look at the swing. So sweet of the younger folks to invite me to their campfire last night, but I wouldn't have wanted to impose on their fun. One of my favorite spots to sit and read in the sunshine, which turns into an inadvertent nap more often than I care to admit now. You see, I'm weary, dearie. Ah, the good old days. The old windmill has always set such a pretty silhouette against the starry sky. I'm glad we could repair it all those years ago. Perhaps it's silly or over-sentimental, but reliable, mundane things can offer such profound comfort. I had an option to not do that. I chose like all the wholesome choices. And I can certainly see myself playing this again and making less wholesome, more hard, brutal, logical choices. And maybe this time not steal Graham from Kelsey, because apparently it gets him fucking killed. Sorry, Graham, I didn't mean to be a harbinger of certain death. I just wanted to love you, steal you from Kelsey. How long, yes? I dare say I shall go into the woods. Here I go.